Everyone expects us to be the best. We are the biggest computer company in the world. We're the biggest provider of professional services in the world. If anyone can get this right, it has to be us.
Our CEO, Luke Arsener, has made it very clear that we have to be at the forefront of the industry, the IT industry, for Y2K support.
Year 2000 is not something that we're just doing from a corporate point of view. Year 2000 is something that every employee has a responsibility to be involved in.
The why is we want to make sure that we're able to deliver what we're required to deliver for our customers.
The main reason is to make sure that we have customers in the year 2000 and beyond.
And that's the fundamental reason why we're taking all the actions we are.
The whole intent is for us to be so year 2K ready that we're not going to have that many problems of our own, and we're going to be able to help those other companies out there that may not have been able to prepare as well as we do.
We are rapidly approaching an unprecedented event in our history, the year 2000. No one knows for sure what will happen, but one thing is certain. Every individual, business and government, every educational and healthcare institution, virtually every organization of any kind in the world relies on information technology. So we have to be year 2000 ready. There is simply no alternative. The more we know about IBM's year 2000 readiness and our role in it, the more we'll be able to help our customers meet this extraordinary challenge. So let's look at the task we face, the progress we've made, the work that still remains, and the lessons we can learn from this experience. Preparing ourselves for the year 2000 is an enormous challenge. Consider that IBM has nearly 1 million items, everything from workstations and applications to buildings and non-IT systems that have to be made year 2000 ready. Fortunately, we had a comprehensive strategy and a proven methodology to approach this task.
IBM is a very big company, and so the Y2K project for IBM is a huge project. So it took a lot of teams and a lot of giving of direction to really get it driven down to all the places it needed to be driven to. So there was a project management team at the top, and then each division set up a project management team, and then they drove it through their sites.
The method we use to look at year 2000 actually is exactly the same method we use with our customers. Going out to help them understand what are their important processes, what are the important tools for each one of those processes, and how we need to bring those tools together along with contingency plans. In fact, that is very similar to the way we do re-engineering in IBM as well.
And remember, we've been working on year 2000 for most of the 1990s. As a result, we have come a long way.
We soon saw how big this potentially was going to be, how much work was going to be involved. So because we saw that early, we're a lot further advanced now than I suspect a lot of other companies are who have come on late to this project.
And at the end of last year, we were at 92% ready. Now we are over 99.9% ready.
Our state of readiness stems in part from the work that's been done to inventory and assess existing systems and applications. At the Microelectronics Division in Burlington, Vermont, for example, with its thousands of computers, applications, and manufacturing tools, this task was especially daunting. But they accomplished it by leaving almost nothing to chance.
The only way you really do that is do a physical inventory. So we actually walked the site. Our teams walked the site every square foot, ensuring what type of equipment, what type of hardware we had on the floor. As we did that, we did this thing called stickering. Stickering comes in a whole bunch of different flavors. There's an inventory sticker, there's a Y2K not ready sticker, there's a Y2K ready sticker, there's a workaround sticker. But it really ensures that we've captured everything, and it's visible to every person in the site.
It's one thing to know what you have, but MD conducted extensive testing to show that what they have would be able to work together in the year 2000. Consider that it takes nearly 600 processes, from when a computer chip order is placed to when it's produced, delivered, and paid for. To test it, without disrupting current production, MD created a virtual factory.
We took our computing infrastructure, modeled it, and built a version that we could change the date on without harming production so we can continue to make product.
The test worked, virtually flawlessly.
It gave us an assurance process that the work that we did beforehand for conversion was sufficient and correct.
Most, if not all, of this type of testing has been completed throughout IBM. But one of the most important tasks in front of us is to make sure that what is now year 2000 ready remains ready.
We do not want to undo all the good work we've done to make tools year 2K ready.
So we're monitoring very closely the changes that we make to the applications, to the business processes, to the IT equipment, to the entire process to make sure that we don't contaminate it, and that's called clean management.
What makes clean management even more difficult is the rapid rate of change that occurs within our business. We have taken steps to prevent such change from affecting our year 2000 readiness. Nowhere is that more evident than in e-business, where change occurs almost continuously.
What this means for Y2K is the usual processes that you might use to convert your assets and keep them into clean management will require a process that might take days. The e-business can't wait that long, and we're creating some processes to allow these changes to happen very quickly, overnight, as these people need to do them.
Clean management isn't just a function of business groups or divisions. It's every individual's responsibility.
We also expect employees to make sure their own workstations are year 2000 ready, and so you need to run QuickNet throughout the end of the year to make sure that you constantly know everything that's on your system and understand whether it's ready or not.
It's very easy for an individual to download some new application off of the web these days. They need to be aware of those as well as the larger applications that go through our formal change management process. Everybody will be involved in clean management.
A key question is, what will we do if, despite all our efforts, a problem still occurs?
Anybody who feels that year 2K is just going to happen, come and go with no incidences, that's not true.
It's critical for us to be able to identify those things that are most important to our customers and our employees, and to make sure we have plans to allow us to keep running in the event we have a problem.
Consider, for example, the Storage Systems Division plant in Dublin, where the production of disks depends entirely on a number of intricate and highly sensitive systems.
100% of all our production is done inside a clean room, which is a very controlled environment. So what we've done is we've considered that this room is a crucial room to our survival, because once this room stops functioning for an extended period of time, it could stop a plant like ours for 4 to 5 weeks.
To guard against such a disruption, the facility has uninterruptible power supplies, backup generators, and procedures for a gradual controlled shutdown should the water or power supply be compromised. But SSD is only one component of the Dublin Technology Campus. This IBM location is unique because it encompasses multiple divisions served by a central support services staff. As a result, their contingency planning has been a model of unprecedented teamwork.
We have to have HR systems, we have to have procurement, we have to have our own equipment operating well. Well, what happens is procurement also provide support for the other 2 divisions on the site. And that's what's made it a little complex, in that RESO cannot afford to do their job 3 different ways to satisfy MD, to satisfy SSD, and to satisfy server. We have to try to come up with a way in which we can get the job done and only do it once.
The teamwork that was put in place here, and the interlock process in particular that we implemented here, has taught, I think, all of us here at the campus how to pull together as a unit.
At the Personal Systems Group in Research Triangle Park, North Carolina, contingency planning takes on added urgency because personal systems customers demand and expect extremely fast production and delivery times. Because the processes involved are so systems dependent, PSG has developed manual processes to serve customers, should the computer systems fail for any reason.
We literally put ourselves in a position where if you get a flat, we have the tire in the trunk to be able to handle that. We've also taken it one step further to say if you get two flats in our business, how do we still continue to drive the passenger to the terminal for them to make their flight?
At Global Services, however, because they are running the customer's own applications, they can't rely on manual processes, so they don't.
Everybody is so heavily dependent on technology these days that they absolutely have to have their information systems up and operating constantly.
It's not like you can just flip a switch and say, okay, we're going to go manually do everything now. And in most cases, any of the real critical systems that we have, both in IBM and for the external customers, we have backups anyway.
The true test of all our plans and preparation will be when the year 2000 actually arrives, which is where our transition plans come into play. From stockpiling extra parts and supplies to staffing extra personnel. Special Millennium Centers will provide IBM as a central clearinghouse for up-to-date information on what is happening at IBM sites worldwide during the rollover to the new year. As a result, we can make quick, well-informed decisions to help prevent potential problems. While these efforts will help us keep internal operations up and running, we're also preparing vigorously to help our customers get through the year 2000 transition.
And all the work that was done, that we are doing for year 2000, is really focused around IBM's internal readiness and the processes and how to restore IBM back to business as usual. But we really hadn't addressed the question, what happens if customers call us in increasingly greater numbers? Would the IBM infrastructure be able to handle it?
To make sure we can handle it, our service and support organizations are prepared to ramp up staffing if need be to field heavy customer call volumes when the new year arrives. Plus, we have arrangements with alternative carriers if our primary telephone service providers have difficulties. Just as important, we've taken steps to give customers alternatives to the telephone for obtaining year 2000 information and assistance.
So we do have available a technical website that customers can go to, that they can answer technical questions, problems that IBM has uncovered with the year 2000. We put that information out there for customers. Product readiness, frequently asked questions that we get. All of this work has been done to try to eliminate potential problems at the end of the year.
The key to all this is you. We need your expertise, your skills, and your willingness to be available during the transition.
Preparing for year 2000 is putting a strain on all of us. It's a lot of work, and it comes on top of other things we need to do, keeping the business running, satisfying customers with today's products. It means every one of us has had to make compromises and had to make sacrifices. Some of us are changing vacation plans. Thank you to everyone that's making these changes and these sacrifices. And to all the rest of us, let's back up our teams and support them so one IBM is ready for our customers.
Preparing for the year 2000 has been extremely hard work, but in the process we've learned some very valuable lessons that will help our business well into the future.
I think that there were times probably every IBMer in the world said, wow, I can't believe we really need to do that. And the lesson the campus learned was, go do it.
Planning for Y2K has positioned us so we understand our processes better.
We've got people working together, I think, better than they have in the past. And we have a much better idea of how our business really works.
We have learned to anticipate and manage our business better. We have learned to utilize our disaster recovery planning much better.
We've all had to check our inventories for the first time in a large amount of time.
And when we started looking, we found things that we really didn't need anymore.
The upside is a more controlled business environment, lower cost. We have running the applications that we require, not running the applications that don't give us a payback.
Perhaps the biggest payback of all from our year 2000 readiness efforts is that we now have a unique opportunity to position IBM more strongly than ever with our customers.
Making sure IBM is ready on January 1st is a very big responsibility. And I'm proud to tell you that our colleagues across IBM have pulled together to get that done.
Overwhelmingly, our customers say that they have a real peace of mind after they finish talking to IBM about the things that we're doing.
And I think that will just further reinforce with our customers and with potential customers that IBM really is an information technology leader and that we can be trusted, that we do have sound judgment.
I think it's a great opportunity for us to show true leadership and to gain more loyalty.